Hi there, and welcome to 40 Stronger. My name is Kate, and I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach. I've been training for almost 10 years now, and it has completely changed my life, both physically and mentally. On my channel, I aim to help women 40 plus distill information about strength training and nutrition into something clear and actionable. You can have all the information in the world, but if you don't know what to do with it, well, it's not really going to be much help at all. So today I want to discuss intermittent fasting. The reason is that most women who come to me for training are doing some form of intermittent fasting, either purposefully or accidentally, and are doing their workouts fasted. It's also a question that I hear asked very commonly, so I wanted to address it in this video. For me personally, I never train fasted, and I have not done so for many years now, simply because I feel awful and have no energy if I do so. Plus, as long as my goal has been to gain lean mass, I think I intuitively understood that putting myself in a fasted state would not help me to achieve this. However, my own anecdotal evidence is not enough, so I wanted to summarize the perspective of Dr. Stacey Sims. Dr. Sims is a renowned exercise physiologist and nutrition scientist who specializes in women. Her motto is, "Women are not small men," meaning that for so long, science and medical fields have ignored the biological differences between men and women when it comes to training and nutrition. So I am going to try to summarize what she has said on the topic of intermittent fasting and make her opinion more accessible, because it really aligns with my own experiences with intermittent fasting. I think she explains it very well. You can listen and decide if this resonates with you and your experiences. First, intermittent fasting is defined as having a shortened eating window, and it normally means the first meal of the day is taken at around midday. This means that people who intermittent fast and train in the morning before their first meal are doing so without any fuel in their system. The outcomes of intermittent fasting differ for men and women, and particularly for women aged over 40 who are going into perimenopause. This is key because much research on intermittent fasting was conducted on men. Why is this? Well, as with many studies, men make better subjects because they don't have the pesky effects of hormonal fluctuations of a monthly cycle to interfere with the results. Intermittent fasting supposedly improves metabolic flexibility, increases telomere length, enhances parasympathetic activation, which is the rest and digest arm of the autonomic nervous system. This might be true for men, but this is not all true for women. Bottom line, for active women aged over 40, and especially those who are trying to build lean mass, and frankly, we should all be aiming to do that, intermittent fasting is detrimental. We cannot operate optimally in a low energy availability state. So what happens to us biologically when we work out in a fasted state? Fasted workouts increase stress in women. Our cortisol goes up, and this, combined with a normal morning cortisol peak, creates a higher baseline sympathetic fight or flight drive. You might know the feeling as being tired but wired. Having caffeine during the fasting window can make this issue even worse. This is even more true for women as they enter perimenopause due to increased cortisol baseline and hormonal fluctuations. So how does it affect our ability to train? We cannot create a training intensity high enough to maximize results without fuel on board, and this affects the activation of post-workout growth hormone and testosterone, which both work to reduce cortisol levels. Exercising without fuel on a regular basis downregulates a certain type of neuron in the brain, which in turn quickly creates thyroid dysregulation and disrupts the release of luteinizing hormone, which is responsible for endocrine function. Fueling yourself correctly and according to the stresses that you are placing on your body improves cognitive function in women and reduces thyroid dysfunction. So there are exceptions to this. Like anything, a one-size-fits-all approach isn't helpful. The exceptions are obesity, being very sedentary, PCOS, or other metabolic conditions, in which case fasting can be a useful strategic intervention. However, healthy women who are of normal weight without any metabolic disease will not benefit from intermittent fasting. So what should your pre-training meal consist of? The recommendation is at least 15 grams of protein and 20 grams of carbs, taken within 30 to 60 minutes of training. You don't need to eat a big meal at all. You can have a smoothie, a banana and some yogurt, some oatmeal with protein powder mixed in, as long as you get some protein and carbs on board anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes before you train. Now, how about after your workout? According to Dr. Sims, the worst thing you can do for your training is to continue your fast into the post-training window. You need to have a post-training meal to start the recovery process. Women in perimenopause have increased protein requirements compared with young women because anabolic resistance increases. That means your body needs more protein to grow lean mass than does a younger person. The post-workout meal will ideally contain 30 to 60 grams of protein and 20 to 30 grams of carbs, and the ideal window for consumption is smaller for women versus men. Ideally, it will be within an hour. Otherwise, we will remain in a catabolic state. This makes building lean mass difficult to nearly impossible. It's worth noting here that men have a broader window of opportunity, up to 3 hours in which to take their post-workout meal. My suggestion is this: if you are engaging in intermittent fasting and you are training in a fasted state, try changing it up for a week or so and see how you feel, and see if you get stronger or if you can train at a higher intensity. Make sure you have fuel on board going into your workout, and make sure you are eating your post-workout meal within 1 hour of the end of your workout. If you found this video useful and you learned something and you'd like to see more of my future videos, please like and subscribe. You will receive alerts when I release new videos. If you have any questions or comments on this video, please post them below and I'll try my best to answer. Thanks for listening and catch you next time.